England touring in Sri Lanka, usually an epic trip in an even more extraordinary country. But with the world falling apart and England back in Sri Lanka after a 10-month delay for a test series, there would be no Barmy Army this time round. However, step forward a young man from Surrey who is carrying the support of a nation, Rob Lewis, aka DJ Randy Caddick, England's one-man Barmy Army.
I'd actually come over for the tests in March, and the game was called off as I was on the runway waiting to take off. It was like one of the last sporting events to be cancelled because of COVID. I thought the COVID may last about a month, and yeah, that didn't work out as I'd expected. And then I just not long after that, just formed a plan. I mean, England were penciled in to come back in January. That's all it was. But I thought it might be quite funny if I stay out here till then.
England returned after 307 days of waiting. But Rob was still unsure if he was actually going to see any live cricket at all.
There was rumours that people won't be allowed on the fort. So I started to worry a little bit. My leads to get into the ground just sort of evaporated as no media were allowed in. Got there early on day one to hang these three banners, the three big banners that were like 5 metres by 3 metres, and sing Jerusalem, which was like an incredible experience. And then just got kicked off soon after that, after a couple of balls.
An improvisation, a fence and a generous ECB media team later, Rob, aka DJ Randy Caddick, was on the fort and rewarded in spectacular fashion.
I got up here in my hungover state, belted out Jerusalem again. Both balconies on the far side applauded. That was an incredible moment. And just when I thought that couldn't be topped, when Joe Root saluted me when he got his double ton, was just like, I haven't got a word to explain how I feel for that.
The admiration from England's main man didn't stop there, and he had another special surprise for Rob following England's 7-wicket victory in the first test.
Nice to see you finally up on the fort. I know. No, mate, it's an absolute pleasure. Well, that's why we've come over. Just want on behalf of all of the lads, we really appreciate your support. It's an incredible story and journey that you've been on over the last year or so. So more than anything, just wanted to say a massive thank you.
I'm full of admiration for him. All of that stuff he didn't really have to do, and it just made everything worthwhile. Just in just those little moments, like each one of those moments, I would have taken just to be happy for the whole kind of quest. But to have like a few of them has just been ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I'll speak to Joe Root more, and I'll speak to my family and friends at the minute. The weird thing is, even though Joe Root saluted me for his 200, that was magic. Joe Root clapping me at the end of the game was nice, but the personal phone call was amazing. Talking to Aggers on TMS was the pinnacle. But to go on Good Morning Breakfast with Piers Morgan, the England captain, and then to wheel out Andy Caddick after this DJ name I'd formed as a complete joke many months ago was quite the most funniest moment. It's the furthest I've ever taken a joke.
The real Andy Caddick. What would you like to say to Randy Caddick, who's taken your name to become a Sri Lankan DJ sensation and now the most famous Barmy Army fan in history?
It's got to be the highlight of my career, I think.
Oh, Rob, you are the highlight of Andy Caddick's career. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's insane.
It's not all been DJing and cricket. Rob has put his moment in the spotlight to good use, helping out with a furry problem close to his heart, alongside the Barmy Army.
Sri Lanka just generally has a bit of a street dog problem. There are a lot of dogs around. They sort of hang around by the roads. They're getting hit by cars like on a daily basis. I got to meet the guys who run We Care, and they give me a tour of the hospital. It's just fantastic work that they are doing. I thought it would be quite good if I could try and set up a fundraiser through the Barmy Army to raise money for them.
You can donate to the Buy a Pup a Pint appeal. All the details are on the Barmy Army Facebook page to do so.
I'm never going to get this experience. It's been truly unique. It's unforgettable. But being what it is, one man singing the songs is just not good enough.
In a week where England played abroad for the first time without travelling support, Randy Caddick was his very own one-man Barmy Army.